right, y'all. Welcome back to Brat, Sizzle, Steak, Magic. Brought to you by Tintri. I'm not going to start singing.
Yes, you are.
But no. Brat, Sizzle, baby. Yeah. So this is honestly one of my favorite album covers ever. Obviously, it's the Chili Peppers. Big fan. But we decided to kind of take a little offshoot of that. By the way, there are more people than just what are on the slide. The favorite thing about this slide that I think is great is my title is Hungry, which I think is exactly correct.
You know, Paul Revere and the Raiders did a song by that name.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so if you guys have been with us before on this program, you know that we create absolutely crazy good food. And I used to do this remote during COVID. And I finally said, you know what, if we're going to do this, to heck with that. I'm going to St. Louis and I'm going to be here so I could actually try some of this stuff. So we'll go through some quick intros here real quick. We have a little bit of commercial a little bit later. But let's kind of talk about who's here. So hi, Steve Phillips. I'm the hungry guy, right? I'm the Tintri guy here. So next to me, we have the true stars of the show. Scott, you're not a star. We're going to do you last. So we've got Dad here. So as you all know, Dad is ready to roll. He's got his beverage in hand.
I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer.
So we got Dad, and we have the lovely and talented Denise Mueller,
Hello, welcome.
our sommelier, who you remember from our last couple of programs. And then unfortunately, and last but not least, we have Scott Thomas, otherwise known as the Grillin Fool.
The hand.
I was getting Brad. So, and then we have Brad the Hand, who you may remember from some of the first
Brad the Hand,
broadcasts.
which was his nickname in high school.
Brad the Hand. Yep. So he's a professional hand actor.
And
So he's going to be handling the prep cam over here on the side.
Handling.
Handling. Good word for it. Thank you.
I like it.
handling.
So I know we have our chat running, and I've got my chat in front of me. So if you guys have any comments, funny things that we can kind of take off on, please put them in the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. That's always fun to find out, where people are coming from. We got a lot of people on the line today. So we're going to have a ton of fun. So we've got 4 different things we're going to be prepping today. Is that right? So 5 things. Oh, that's right. 2 kind of same thing. Okay.
2 is the same flavor profile, but
Same
different
flavor
proteins, and it's kind of flip the script. Yeah, we'll get into that. I don't want to get too much.
No, you're good. You're good.
We didn't get Data Disruptor World Tour.
We're going to talk about that during the local.
I'm just saying. I did.
Yeah, my t-shirt is
really cool t-shirt.
Yeah. So our graphic artist Matt has done an amazing job. So he was the one that kind of took that album cover thing and kind of made Brat, Sizzle, Steak, Magic out of it, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
He's very, very talented. So thank you, Matt, for that. So what are we leading off with today? Are we going to start with the Jamaican or the gochujang?
Let's start with the gochujang.
Gochujang. Okay.
So we're going to go around the world, and going around the world with barbecue isn't as easy as it sounds, because a lot of it is kind of developed here. There's so many different regions and states that we could do that, going to different, outside of here, but there are some very distinct flavors.
I experienced that once in the Orient.
So we've got, I get some gloves on, guys. Hold on. So in case you guys notice that I wear these little latex gloves, nitrile gloves, and that looks like I can handle all the heat in the world. It's not the heat, not that I can handle the heat, because of the cotton gloves on me. So
by the way, no pressure. We have people from 3 different continents.
Nice.
no way.
Yes.
What are the
International?
International. So it's a
For
great
our
flavor
global spicy
for the
day.
global spicy day, right? Very appropriate.
okay?
That works. Yeah.
So
Go to Global Foods.
So we're going to start off with, I did a thing for Mashable.com, and they sent me down to Atlanta to a place called Heirloom Barbecue. You guys ever been Heirloom Market Barbecue? Little bitty joint. It's phenomenal. It's a Korean woman and her American husband, and they combined forces into this barbecue thing. And what they did is they took a slab of ribs.
Oh,
We're going with baby backs today. I haven't had baby backs in a while. Let's drop this other one right down here below us, and we'll get to that one. And if you guys have looked at barbecue recently, there's a lot of binders going on. So, you take, mustard was the big thing for a while, and then it was mayonnaise, and there's always different binders, and that's to help to make a better bark.
Mayo Magic.
Mayo, yeah, we did a compare and contrast between mayo and and mustard, and may have won by a landslide. So I'm trimming off this little nubber piece here, which will go in the grill. We'll eat that later, but I just wanted to make it kind of more uniform. You can see that over there. We should turn that around. But so if you guys see this, it's nice and square. I do need a paper towel. So when you're skinning ribs, the great thing about baby backs is they don't have much to do to trim them out besides what I just did there.
Yeah, let's switch to the prep cam if we can, because
They do that.
we're missing out all the good stuff.
Well, we already got it there.
Switched over to the prep cam. Just keep going. We'll get it started.
And then we're gonna go.
There we go.
That's why paper towels are your friend. Because if you've ever done that, that's a pain in the butt. All right, now,
Good shot.
I'm gonna get it with a little salt. And wise
Okay.
battery powered salt,
Bougie salt.
Yeah.
battery salt, okay?
Bougie salt.
And then, and so my binder, like you use mustard, you use mayonnaise, it kind of bastes as it cooks and helps it create a better bark. I'm going with gochujang, depending on gochujang. Normally this is a paste. This is kind of a barbecue sauce. I like the taste better, but it's not that easy to find, especially smack dab in the Midwest, like we are here in St. Louis. So I'm going to drizzle some of this on, and not a lot because it's pretty thin, so it spreads really easy. So I'm gonna go like, and this is just to make my ribs stick. So the seasoning stick really well and then form that bar. So I got it with the salt, and then gotta hit it with my seasoning. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I didn't have, there's not a lot of fat here. It's really pretty roast. So no, if you see some big globs of fat, go ahead, trim that off. If you, oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Spicy.
No, I forgot.
Bougie salt.
It is.
This is not helping my status of hungry, by the way.
All right, so now I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
didn't eat breakfast.
mix that in there.
Donuts up there.
Go as thick or as thin as you want here, okay? I want fairly thin here. I've got some somewhat weak pallets behind me and next to me, so I don't wanna kill them, especially when we get to the jerk for the next round.
So we're asking what the seasoning is.
So
Show that.
this is some friends of mine, they own a barbecue team called Boar's Night Out.
Boar's Night Out.
How appropriate is that?
And it is their white lightning is legendary, but it's more of a kind of a beef rub. This is their original kind of championship rub that they use. They've won a lot of contests. They're really, and they're just great guys. So they make incredible rubs. I love their stuff. And it's just a good, paprika based, seasoning.
They just had a top 10 pig at Memphis in
In
May.
May.
The hand gives them a major thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
So that's it. These go on the grill. I put these on a 250-degree grill for two to 2.5 hours, and that's it. I don't even mess with it. So I actually have a grill ready right over here.
Now, is there a pairing for that?
Yeah, so guys, you're gonna get a little sheet from us in the chat. And I'll just blanket statement something real quick. If you look at the top, it mentions that when it comes to well-seasoned and spicy foods, you got to consider the heat. And there's a really interesting pairing that most people don't know. The spicier the food, the sweeter the wine is better. Now, I'm not talking Moscato sweet, but maybe like an off-dry Riesling. We also have a Gewürztraminer, something with a little floral.
Say that twice.
I like that word.
Gewürztraminer. I am German. But these light, lower alcohol whites are key. So that's actually what I have. You want a little sploosh?
I would love a split.
Okay.
Sploosh.
Yes.
That is now a official technical
It's a thing.
term.
Yes.
It's a sploosh, but
It's on the
basically,
sommelier test. Exactly. It's
Is that gonna mess up my Yingling?
yes.
is that
it's-
between a
it's
splash
Sizzle.
and a
galoosh? No.
galoosh?
Yeah.
No, but the goal is though, that you need something that will fix the heat on your palate. So a little bit of residual sugar in wines, like an off-dry or semi-sweet Riesling is gonna win. But we're gonna go over and beyond here. And we're gonna go with the second pairing under the Korean gochujang ribs. And it's actually soju. Soju is a Korean spirit. I don't think vodka, think half the alcohol, and think exceedingly refreshing. what I love about this is we've got 2.5 hours. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go through the entire bottle of this and see what happens.
Hello.
Oh, boy.
See, this is what these people paid for. Now, granted, they didn't pay for this, but
Now,
that's what they're
guys,
tuning in for, I'm sure.
soju isn't a brand, it's a thing. So you can get it anywhere. And the thing is, if you have this at a restaurant or with friends, you accept it with 2 hands, Dad. You never pour your own.
Am I supposed to hold it like this?
And if someone serves you, you're gonna drink it. You're gonna drink it as a community vibe.
Now, you
sort
can
of.
pour your own, hang on.
I'm going to
I'll give you
now.
a sheet. Gonna cheat.
But basically, it's community, and what better time than the end of May? We're waiting 2.5 hours. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
Very clean, refreshing.
All right, since we are really cooking
Oh,
here,
wow.
I'm going to,
Imagine that just fixing the heat, the little burn.
So it's not like
It's
drinking
very-
straight up vodka. It's not strong at all.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna give you a next level hint for you beer drinkers like Dad. There's a cocktail listed on your sheet called a Sommelier. Little bit of beer, little bit of soju mixed in, and it's gonna be
Well,
amazing.
pour a little bit of that.
Oh, you fun.
Why not? Right?
Oh, that sound. I love that.
See?
Chicken grilling time. So we're gonna do a little lager, little ale,
I was doing this at home, the grilling. might
and then
take
we're gonna
little
give a
longer.
little sploosh. Now, I'm not gonna partake in this because I gotta work later.
Well, I think, Dad, you need to try that first.
This is
It's
my
gonna
life.
be a communal, what do you call it? A sommake?
Yes,
Sommake.
and I will say this, the gochujang loves light lagers, something that you can, session. But also these spices love robust and fruity IPAs. So your IPA boys are gonna be good too.
That is quite tasty.
Yeah.
And
You know,
different.
now, if
Which
you can
one's
make an
got you, John?
IPA taste good by pouring this in it, that'd be great, but I
well, see you.
can't handle that grapefruit taste of beer.
I mean, this is kind of like lovely. And these are the glasses, little 1 ounce glasses. So you just sit here and you finish the
Can I
whole
try one?
bottle.
Oh, which one? Oh, you got that one.
So for those of you who know me,
You want a little extra?
this is gonna be extremely painful. So this is the Notre Dame glass. The fact, again, for those of you who know me, the fact that I'm even drinking out of this or touching it, it's kind of like blasphemy. But
Oh,
that's okay. We're here, we're having a good time. I'm gonna try Sommake in a Notre Dame glass.
yay.
And it might actually be good, let's see.
Cheer for old Notre Dame.
Probably better than that crap you had last night.
That's good.
It's
That's
the
good.
glass.
Even with the
It's
glass,
the
yeah.
Go
glass.
ahead. No, you now. Oh, my goodness, you're
We
now
also
the
have our
owner.
beer table. Don't forget the beer table.
Yes.
That is very tasty.
It's different though, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
I like
think-
Yingling anyway, but
And I think
that
that's
is
the thing
really
about when you're gonna have a different spice set, you should try to get outside of the box a little bit. So if 90 degrees, hell yeah, little cold soju or some light Riesling.
Now soju is
Look at
readily
that.
available in like retail.
Oh
look
yeah,
at that.
you guys, I got this at.
Now, wait a
Total
minute.
Wine.
So we're
Total
drinking this
Wine,
without the
$7.
pairing, right? So we don't have the spicy.
Oh.
Now
Can you
here's the
smell it?
spicy.
Oh my god.
correct?
I don't know.
So-
We've never used this gochujang sauce. So
That-
it could
That's
be
a new sauce.
It could be
Boar's
super
night
fun.
out.
It could be,
Boar's night out.
and then the boar's eye, that's not bad at all. So we're going to.
No, it says.
Oh, this is the gochujang.
This says great
Okay,
color.
got
The
it.
boar's night out gives it a great
I did
color.
not.
too. Now look at that.
Okay,
Right
this
through.
is gonna be insane.
I don't normally eat bone-in meat on TV, but I guess we're gonna.
I don't think you have a choice.
Excuse me?
We're not going.
Not on
fruits here.
TV.
Saucy biscuits over
I
here.
I am so restraining myself right now.
My poor clients later at my 5:30 PM
Oh, we
wine
definitely need to
tasting.
get the
Oh my God.
cam on this.
This is.
Oh.
Okay, you gotta hand that to Denise.
Oh, look at the
That's-
meat.
that's the
How
Denise cut
meaty
right
this
there.
is.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna make
That's a nice piece, right, Denise?
I don't know how hot this is gonna be though. I should probably go get some paper towels,
Yes,
paper plate.
Yes, you should give her at least a paper towel.
All right, you too.
Mm,
All right,
oh yeah.
spicy meatball coming up.
All
I
right,
want you
I'm
guys
gonna,
to-
I'm gonna get one of these
Oh
too,
my
guys.
God. I
Brand
want
new
you guys
for
to try that wine with it
Okay,
too.
this smells
Oh my god.
out of control amazing.
Mmm.
Hmm.
Brekkie. Wine, shots and,
Oh my
And
goodness
ribs.
gracious.
That's a nice flavor.
oh
Wow,
yeah.
it's not overpowering, it's just
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, I can do that all day.
Oh,
I will
heck
say
yeah.
this,
And
know.
you don't know what you get with the gochujang. It could be really spicy. It's chili paste, but usually it's not too
No, it's
spicy.
not
But it,
overpowering at all.
I'll say this, I think if you had done a paste marinade, it would have been a lot more, and what I like
More
about the
intense.
sauce is that you get that sweet and heat mixture
Mm.
with the paprika
good,
base,
great.
you know what I mean? Love it.
So we're getting a lot of requests to send the food through the screen. So that's an extra surcharge. We were kind of debating how much it would be to send it through the screen, like, you know, Mike TV and the Wonka World kind of thing.
You want some wine?
We're gonna price that out. We're gonna
by
figure
the
it
way,
out.
guys, I just want to show you this. Oh boy!
So here's the pairing, right?
I just pulled that meat right off the bone with no effort. So this is
I'm getting one.
Oh, you're
not
okay.
quite completely off the bone. It's just
Yeah, the
short of that.
wine
It's
is
to me.
Oh, the wine is
That
great.
is
Oh,
perfect.
Well,
shoot.
so is Sochu.
I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I like it. I don't like it where I take a bite and the meat
I wanted to do a different fun off.
all comes out, but when I can
Oh
just
my God.
peel it back like that,
Okay, so now I
it's
got that.
perfect. All right.
It's more to like refreshing, easy,
Ooh, yeah.
kind of block some of the
Oh.
heat.
Look at that.
This is crazy.
And you know I'm not a white wine guy, but
Mhm.
my gosh, it's that
Which wine was this?
It's almost like Denise knows what she's doing.
Guys, I'm gonna
You know?
give you a hint.
Incredible as that makes.
Denise is so talented.
Riesling from Germany has a little weight, normally a little bit semi-sweet. Riesling from France tends to have a little viscosity that helps kind of like coat this palate. And it takes those like off dry little hints of residual sugar and just like, it's friendly. It's not sweet, it's friendly. It makes the finish incredibly smooth.
You know,
Call it what's
I like
considered a
friendly
dry
liquor.
Riesling.
It is a drier Riesling. It has a little residual sugar, but it's just delicious. It's out of Alsace, France, which is right next to Germany.
Alsace.
Garment.
Alsace
Is it
Lorraine.
Germany? Is it Deutschland?
You know, we could use some paper towels or napkins over.
I will,
No,
Right me on.
I will
Right me
take
on.
care of that.
Hmm.
That is amazing. That is an amazing pairing, Denise. I'll tell you.
Good one to her.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Wow.
It's
We had nothing but the finest paper towels in these woods.
finger looking good. It is. This is a first for me, just eating
All right.
ribs on TV.
All right, we're going to,
Practice.
So so somebody suggested we're gonna relaunch Smell-O-Vision,
Mhm.
which I think would be a great idea. But what about Rib-O-Vision?
We're also gonna start an
What?
OnlyFans and see what happens.
That was really good. with that one.
yeah, we're gonna start a sister website called Only Ribs.
Only rib.
Yeah,
I just bought a dry Riesling.
I have never eaten an entire thing in front of all these guests, but I can't stop.
I know, it's so good.
there's so many meat on bone jokes I want to make right now,
No,
and I'm not going to
No.
because of the professional that I am.
no,
So-
although there's probably gonna be clamoring. Like,
Give
yes,
up.
yes, yes.
Son, behave yourself.
Give it about 30 minutes.
All right.
Oh, that is,
We're gonna have to do a teeth check.
that's a per,
Teeth
oh yeah,
check.
I've already got,
See,
I'm on a smile right
That's a perfect.
Yeah.
I can peel it over on the side.
Perfectly cooked rib.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I
So how long
like
did you
just
cook
showed
that?
up off the bone.
12 thumbs up.
How long did you cook that for?
One time we take them off. You know? I got them on at 8:40.
Mm.
So exactly 3 hours.
Wow.
All right, so let's do this.
Mm.
I gotta step up.
What's that? I'll just leave that right there. I'll go get my other cutting board back. Because this one's already it's already contaminated.
Okay, so we have a couple of questions about the rib.
Sure.
So the first question is, did you wrap them and do a 3-2-1 method? I'm not sure what that is.
So 3, 2, 1. Don't do 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1 is too long. And mainly it's too long for the 2. So 3, 2, 1 is you smoke for 3 hours, you wrap in foil or butcher paper for 2 hours, and then you pull it out and you put it in the back on the grill for an hour, 6 hours. So,
They want to hear what you're saying. There you go.
right, yeah, so that's the 3, 2, 1 method. I don't recommend it. We actually did a post on the website called 90-60-30.
Yep.
Way better.
Yep.
And maybe even 90-45-30 could be even better, but smoke them for 90 minutes. And we do a little higher. We do 250, 275. These were at 250 for 3 hours exactly. And then
And the website is grillinfool.com.
Grillin Fools.
Grillin Fools.
Fool.
Multiple
We'll
fools.
get you there.
Multiple, there's multiple fools
Yeah,
already.
there's at least 2.
Yeah.
I'm the only normal one here.
So we wrapped them in foil. Okay,
I don't know
so
what they're drinking.
I actually did have these timed pretty well. We got these off right before we started here, but Since we're cooking on a live demo here, those ribs were done before we started. So we were up in foil. I got a Cambro just off the camera here, which keeps my stuff warm. Telling you it's a lifesaver. Just for Thanksgiving turkey alone. No stress about getting your turkey done. I get my turkey done 3 hours at a time, and it goes in the Cambro, and it's fine. So those were done 3 hours straight smoke. Never moved them, never flipped them, never did anything.
You can hang around.
And then the only thing I might do, I might give them a squirt with some apple cider vinegar and some water, or some beer, or maybe a little dusting for the extra seasoning. But I did Riesling.
But not a sploosh, that's too much. Right? No splooshing,
So
too much.
on that note, we're gonna go over to the,
By one other question while you're pulling that up.
sure,
Did you brine the meat for any length of time?
no, but I'm a big fan.
Okay.
I am a huge fan of brining. I'm gonna tell this story. Dad
There we go.
Dad did not believe brining worked. He liked to dry brine, put the rub on, put it in the fridge overnight, and then cook the next day.
Once upon a time.
So I get a phone call from Mom, says, your dad had the prostate surgery, but he's at home recovering, and I need you to stay with him. I said, so he can't. What do you mean he can't? He can't. He can get around a little bit. He can't drive anywhere. He can't go anywhere. I'm like, so he's kind of trapped.
Right.
She said, yeah. I said, I'll be over tomorrow. And I brought 3 half slabs of ribs. Okay.
Oh.
One I dry brine like Dad like.
All day.
One I marinated, and one I brine. The difference between brine and marinade is just salt. And then I took the brine and marinated ones out of the liquid, put on Dad's rub. I cooked all 3 identically. And then a few hours later, I came in with a plate with 3 ribs on it.
Yeah.
And I said, Dad, you're going to do a blind taste test.
Ooh,
Right?
Oh, boy.
He picks up the rib, takes a bite of each one, and he goes,
I'm blind.
that one's the brine one, isn't it? I go, yeah, how'd you know? He goes, that's the best one by a long shot. So, big fan. I didn't do this. My fridge went out. We just got the new fridge yesterday. Like, there's a lot going on here, so I went and did not brine them. But I'm a big fan of brining.
Big fan of dry brining now
So-
myself.
Here we go. This is
yeah, let's flip it back to the
this little
prep can here.
little flap here. What's going to happen here with this is it's going to get done and burn and get dry before everything else does. So I'm going to flop that off. And now got more of a symmetrical,
I like that zing.
right?
I told you.
And so now it's much more symmetrical, more kind of like St. Louis style ribs. So then this one's got a little bit of a fat here, so I'm gonna kind of carve that off. Kind of get those big knuckles of fat right there. But honestly, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over here. I'll grab my paper towel. This paper towel's your friend here. Get a corner. And then, are you guys ready? You watching?
We got it hooked up. Bam, look at that.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you got fancy on me there.
There we go.
Wow.
We're done. All right,
Been waiting to do that, haven't you?
I have it.
oh,
So, yeah. So here we go.
Bougie
Yeah.
salt.
Gotta get the salt on there.
we need to call that like a.
It's got like a headline on
Wait,
it.
was that like a skin sling? Like swing?
Yeah.
What's happening? Like
So
That was a membrane moment.
the membrane, insane in the membrane.
Membrane moment.
I've got this is Walker's Wood. This is kind of probably the most mass marketed jerk stuff you can buy.
Well, now wait a minute. I discovered that in 1982 when I went in Montego Bay and
Jamaica, but now
I
it's
brought it
everywhere.
back from Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Now you get it at the local grocery store, and it does
Well
not
done.
necessarily look pleasant. See if I can get
Oh wow.
it.
It's like Vegemite. Look
It
at that.
does kind of look like Vegemite.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thick
I-
and brown. If you were
Wow.
to smell,
That'll open
don't
your
get too close.
That'll open your sign. I know what it smells.
You know what it smells like.
Smells like
You know,
Jamaica.
another thing that's popular with that is if you like boneless, skinless chicken breast or trying to eat healthy, you take a spoonful of that with some olive oil and marinate your chicken breast in that and
Like a
dilute it
bite
a little
with it,
bit.
Yeah.
And it's not as potent as one would expect, but it gives a nice flavor.
Does the olive oil kind of smooth
Okay.
it out a little bit? Is that what happens?
Yeah, you're kind of diluting it a little.
Cuts it.
Yeah,
Cuts
cuts
it,
it.
right.
Now I cut this. The slab that's done, I cut with some olive oil.
And it's still.
Doesn't matter.
Someone-
It doesn't matter.
Hey, I'm gonna warn everybody here, if you have one of these, it's gonna hurt tomorrow. It's gonna hurt tomorrow, okay?
I have a tender tummy. I have to watch.
It is, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm gonna give it a little dusting of this. It's gonna, basically the jerk's gonna act as a binder a little bit, but I'm just gonna add a little, make it a little sweeter. All right,
That'll be killer.
this is, by the way, I wanna say that when I kind of take off sort of January, February. If it snows, I'll grill, but I kind of take off just to kind of get my recharge. I don't really grill much. But when I start the grilling again, the first thing I grill is jerk ribs.
Okay,
It's like I crave them.
When you do salt first, is that because it's pulling juice to the top to bind the sauce?
It's actually sort of dry brining.
Well,
Okay.
it's not
It's a quick
Okay.
dry brine.
I'm just putting salt because salt makes meat taste better. And I want to make sure that I got a good amount of it in the meat.
Before.
And then, yeah, and then I
Like
want
you
that
just-
first. I want that first in the meat because I want to make sure that salt hits the meat. Because if you miss on salt, you miss on salt. It's bad. Like you can't. I mean, you could salt it after the fact, but like we don't really have a salt shaker like anywhere in our
you have a
house.
bougie headlight.
We do
thing.
have a bougie headlight thing.
I usually do the sprinkle of the kosher and in steaks. I typically 2 hours or so before I cook the steak, and you're supposed to let it come out to warm up. I will hit it with kosher salt and then put my garlic and pepper on it later.
Our
So-
salt bag collection has grown at the house. It's crazy.
Salt.
So I'm
Yeah, like
getting,
fancy salt.
I'm getting arguments that that's not what Jamaica smells like. We're not going there in the podcast. It smells like jerk seasoning as far as we're concerned.
All right, yeah.
You know, there could be some ground
All right.
up herbs in there, I'm sure.
You wanna give me an open there? Can you reach that?
Ooh,
Oh,
Look at that. All right, we're gonna throw these in the back. Leave that open here. Leave that open. We are going to,
oh my
You
God.
can kind of see it with the prep cam.
I'm going to actually, yeah, that's why we kind of,
Okay.
I'm actually gonna pull this off right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo!
What?
I'm gonna pull this because it's ready. We're cooking real time here, people. Rip it here.
Now, that's not nice. So one of my compatriots said to me, every time I grill ribs, they're jerk ribs.
Because you.
That's not nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Put up.
Calm down.
All right.
I'm not gonna call out who said it, but I probably will later.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now he says love you. Once too late.
Yeah. Walk over to Dan.
I'm gonna take 2 seconds and let you guys know something
Yeah.
for the perfectionists in the room. You might notice that I inverted the pairing because really I just wanted some Riesling. If you look at your sheet, the gochujang ribs listed the Prosecco Rosé that we're enjoying right now. Guys, if you look at those dry Rieslings, dry Rosés, go with both of these. So sometimes it's also like, what the hell you want to drink?
So you're in a Riesling mood.
I was in
From
a,
Deutschland.
I was in a light, easy starter mood. Now we're having our palate cleanser. I
Yes.
love effervescent sparkling wines to like go between courses. So we'll act like I did this on purpose. And we're going to enjoy our palate cleanser, which will also go well with the jerk. And then I have a special white wine to go with that as well. But for you guys that noticed that, I'm an A+ front row kind of girl. And I was like, oh, did I do that on
The other
purpose?
cutting board and that.
But anyway, so we're on the sparkling Prosecco Rosé right now. Just drinking
Very
delicious.
tasty.
Very tasty and it does cleanse that
Yes, it
palate.
does.
Exactly.
Although I'm still got a little warmth in my throat.
All right, now,
More. No.
here's the thing. The thing with jerk is
Let's
that
see if I can
most
rinse it.
people, it's jerk chicken and that's it. And I am of the belief that jerk can go on anything. And
Equal opportunity.
big, I love spicy stuff.
Yeah.
But not just for the sake to be spicy. Like, not just like, oh, well, you're not gonna be able to taste anything after the third bite. And I've had that meal, talking to you, the king and I. All right, yeah, you know. So, I want to have some flavor to it, and that's what the jerk brings to me. So I will cook it on any protein. And we're gonna get into that in a minute, how we're gonna really kind of change things up. But I've got close my camera because our wild boar's in there.
Okay, we got our prep cam. Oh my goodness.
It's steam rolling off of that, right? All right.
Oh my.
You guys see the steam coming off of there? Yeah, all right. So. These are gonna go. We have more paper towels.
Yeah, it'll be for the crying.
Yeah, I'm gonna just recommend do not, well, for the fellas, after you eat these, wash your hands before you go to the bathroom.
Yeah, hey.
Don't ask me how.
We're really trying to keep this PG. It's not working.
No, it's not.
No.
This is not, this is PG, this is just
So far. So far.
a
PG
public
plus.
service announcement.
Wait till overtime.
You know, I used to run
PG
grocery,
plus.
I used to run grocery stores and I was working in the produce section one time trying to cull the habanero section without gloves. And then I had to make a restroom stop.
Oh, no.
There was a glow I hadn't felt since I was like 15.
All right.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't know if
what?
you can just see how meaty these are baby
I'll
bags.
need-
Those
I'll
are
need
really
one of
good.
those.
These are, I went for the biggest ones I could find.
I'm
Look
pre
at those.
prepping here.
All right.
Oh, boy, you know, this is gonna hurt me.
I know. I gave you the small one, Dan.
That's. Okay, freshman.
All right, I'm gonna give you the messy one there.
Yes,
Steve. I
please.
believe that's the best.
Yes, please.
Brad, you tell me which one you like. You're kind of a,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna take this
Oh,
Hollywood
wow.
cut right here.
It's gonna hurt. Wait.
See the
Oh, wow.
Hollywood cut, there's meat on this side and there's
Oh
meat
my
on
God,
this
that is
side.
incredible.
So I've got that, and then it's just that thick. There you go.
All right, I gotta try it with the weird tasting. So guys, Gewürztraminer is a German grape known for floral, fruit forward, refreshing. My friend Tommy Fogarty out of California makes the cleanest one I've ever had. So we're gonna try this.
Okay.
This is also a 2018, and this is their current vintage. They kind of wait to release this stuff,
God bless them.
7 years old. Oh my God.
and it's gonna be clean and
This isn't as
delicious.
hot as like what samples I had earlier, but you had one.
You guys let me know.
Oh, there it is. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something about heat.
I'll empty this.
If it punches you in the face the first bite,
Oh, it's so different. Oh, wow.
they're cheating. They're not any good. But if
It
it's
like
two,
it goes like this.
if it goes, if you take like 3, 2, oh,
Yeah.
that's a good.
Exactly.
Because you're feeling it now,
This is
aren't you
really
guys?
different. So this is a very interesting wine. People either love Gewürztraminer or they
Keep
don't.
throwing my wine.
Say that one more time.
People either love Gewürztraminer,
Gewürztraminer.
it means spicy Traminer, spicy terroir, but it's not spicy. It's gonna be, it's like a dole,
Ribs take
it's like
care
a
of
dole fruit cup in a glass. Remember the fruit cups and you drink the juice as a kid?
I do ribs with those.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Fruit cups weren't invented when I was.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I
you're
would
right.
never put this with this, but Google and my
It works.
spidey senses told me.
It works.
Because you need something to counteract what's happening on.
It's almost like you're like an
Front
expert. at
palate.
this.
Almost.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, the front of our tongues are on fire.
No, that's true.
Oh,
And this is like,
Really?
oh my God.
Ah,
Mm.
you see that?
So
That's
I
called perspiration.
personally did not have, this will taste like a Dole fruit cup on my bingo card. But it's
But
true.
it's true.
It is true.
And I wouldn't think these things would go well together.
We're
but I
gonna
think
separate
it's
the
just
men from the
because
boys right
it's
now,
like-
guys.
Oh, look at
Who
that.
wants to go around two?
No,
Oh.
no.
It is so good.
Oh my god, it is. I've never rubbed it before. I usually just put the jerk on and leave it alone. But I like the paprika and the little sweetness from that rub. I think I might even find a sweeter rub to kind of balance it out.
Now, question for you. What kind of wood pellets did you smoke this with?
Mm.
I think those are oak.
Oh,
So shout out to my guy Ross. So he just texted me and he said, "You actually get paid for this?" Apparently, yes. So I haven't been fired today. So apparently I am getting paid for this and I'm loving every second of it.
Mm.
I just got a text. That you should step off camera to check your phone.
you knew could What do they smoke with in Jamaica? They smoke with pimento wood.
Pimento, really hard
We're
to
not
get.
talking about
It's
that
really-
subject today.
You can order it, but it's
That's
expensive.
not really what they smoke with in.
Yes,
Wow.
there are other things
Alright.
going on in Jamaica.
I don't think anybody
Wow.
else is going back in for round 2 on jerk except for me.
Mm-mm.
Brad, you in?
No, I tell you what, I'm really liking it.
I gotta go off camera again. I feel it.
All right.
Yeah, by the way, for those of you who did not get the pairing, look in the chat. You might have to scroll back a little bit and you'll see the pairing sheet in there. You will get it afterwards as a follow-up email. But it should be in the chat if you scroll back far.
Oh, I did not send the pictures of the 2 different pork loins. The pork loin and the 4.
So is this a good time to do our little commercial? Are we in between?
Yeah, that'd be good. 'Cause I'm gonna-
Okay,
we're gonna really change it up with a jerk on another level.
apparently I'm the jerk today. So,
Wow.
so if you wouldn't mind throwing the slides up, thank you, Mr. Producer. I appreciate that. So there's my my title slide of being hungry. Thank you. So you probably already know this if you're on the webinar today, but for those of you who are attending live, we do give away a Tintri branded switch for all the live attendees today, and there are a lot of you. So watch your email after this session is over. We'll send out the winner. Check your spam folders, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, so these are super fun. They have a Tintri branded logo on the back, all custom colors. They're super cool. So we've been giving these away for a couple years now, and they're kind of collector's items. So hopefully, good luck for that. Let's go to the next slide here. So the other thing we want to talk about, or 2 other things we want to talk about. The first is we have an upcoming webinar on June 11th. We want you to tune in for that. It's about the headliners and cybersecurity, why Tintri took center stage in DCIG's top 5 NAS solutions report. So we've got a couple of guys that I think you'll really be interested in. I mean, Ken Clifferton's going to be hosting it from DCIG. We've got Brock Maury, who's our CTO. And then we also have Lou Melagrana. And for those of you who don't know Lou, you want to know Lou. He's having him on this podcast is going to be great. So not that Brock's not great, he is. But Lou is just fantastic. So it's going to be awesome. So watch out for that one. It's at 1 Eastern time on June 11th of this year. And then we have one more thing we want to talk about here. So we're doing a season-long or a summer-long engagement campaign called the Data Disruptor World Tour. So I've got a little T-shirt on. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, probably not. But we're doing a series of points gathering contests and different types of engagements on the website where you can learn about some of our products, some of the great features that we offer, and enter it to win some really cool prizes. So we want you guys to engage in that. Do it weekly, do it daily. I think most of the engagements are weekly, but that'll be running from June 2nd through August 29th. So check that out. And again, a lot of the Matt Hebb, really cool graphics. So we've got a dog in there. It looks like the dog is like crowd surfing.
Well, when you picked
Right.
up the first set of ribs,
I
some
think
of the
those- yeah.
delicious juice fell to the floor. And
Yeah, so what we can't see on the screen here, now that we have the screen, is Pepper the dog, who's another star of the show. We didn't introduce her right away. So she comes in and she does all the floor cleaning. So anything that comes off of the work that we're doing is quickly taken up by Pepper. As a matter of fact, she I think one of our previous episodes, she was taking things directly off
Yes,
the
she's
grill. Yeah.
she's a counter surfer.
Counter surfer, yeah. So we had the dog surfing the crowd in the little graphics that we had, and we also got Pepper surfing for. There's a pepper surfing. Is that what we're gonna call it? Scrap surfing, maybe.
Counter surfing, yeah.
How about
Pepper,
some
Pepper, you want some
palate
jerk
cleanser?
ribs?
Okay,
Want
well,
some
that
jerk ribs?
thus ends the commercial. So we can move on to.
Palate cleanser.
We are going to go to, well, we're gonna
No.
change this up.
And then we're gonna switch to reds for you.
Let me get my gloves on.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
So what I just talked about, it's mainly jerk chicken, right?
I tell you what,
And you're seeing more and more jerk pork. But have you ever had jerk steak?
only when a jerk fixed it.
Well, you've had it lots of times then. Usually when you're just home by yourself. Ah,
Hey,
hey.
PG plus.
Hello.
Watch the play watch here.
All right.
Only
So-
cans.
I've got a nicely marbled steak right here, just a New York strip. That I'm going to
That really cuts the heat.
Yes.
Fuji salt.
Fuji salt.
Does that?
My wife's gonna love that I call her salt bougie salt.
Well, it is
Delete
bougie
that a
salt.
little bit.
Well, it's a bougie salt shaker.
It's not cross contaminated because it's the ribs that I cut here to cook, so I'm not
I
cross
I
contaminating
can't
anything.
feel my mouth.
But what I'm going to do,
I'm not touching that one.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Ooh, hello.
I've got a grill going over here. Brad, you wanna? We have set them off right here, right?
How's your temp on
I
that?
just
grill?
got the, well, no, let's see here,
Watch out, Pepper.
550 at the
Oh.
top.
That hot?
No big
Yeah.
deal.
What kind of grill is it?
This is a Primo ceramic grill and my
Maybe
my
they're in
cast
Missouri.
iron grate is running 550.
$5.50.
So what's
Yeah.
the cook on that, 4 minutes?
I-
Like an Italian
I
pizza?
think you're gonna take that one.
High
Wow.
pepper dog.
So we're gonna sear this.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna get a crust on it first. And then I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of that, little bit of the jerk. We're gonna have a jerk steak.
Okay?
Um,
If it's anything like the jerk ribs,
but that,
if it's anything like the jerk ribs, it'll be phenomenal.
all right, fine. Pretty good, yeah. We got a nice view of Denise from the waist down.
Yeah,
great.
Better than before.
Um, so yeah, so I love steak. I love jerk.
Taking my nose.
So one night, this may have been back when I imbibed, I don't really imbibe much anymore. I decided to combine the two. And I loved it. So it may not be your thing, maybe you're Puritans. I get this a lot. Oh, steak, gauge, and salt. Yeah. But garlic's a little not bad either on there, a little black pepper also, and
Butter?
we could do a poivre sauce or whatever. If you just have all salt for the rest of your life, you're gonna be like, man, I'm kind of bored of steak. Well, maybe not that bored, but anyway,
Right.
I like to change things up, and I love spicy, and I love steak, and I just combine the two.
So Pepper has found the correct position,
The one padded spot on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
right where you're cooking, of course.
All right. Now here's the thing with when you're cooking like this, it's really hot. This thing is gripping that cast iron. So what I just have my Primo oval, got a cast iron plate on this side, and I have nothing on. I don't have a grill right on this side, because we're gonna use that for our dessert later. So I'm just, if it doesn't move yet, don't force it. If I force it, it's gonna leave stuff on the metal.
And no like butter or olive oil would work because it's a smoke point. Is that the right word?
Right, I'm at 550 something degrees. If I used butter and olive oil, either one of those, we would have a smoky mess, which is why I just put some
Impressed
salt.
with right now.
So I'm gonna actually brush a little bit on there and then kind of caramelize it real quick for the jerk, so I don't want to burn it. So,
Great.
That's
okay,
the point.
it's giving now.
Oh.
You're kind of going horizontal.
Yeah, I'm just giving it a little nudge to see if it's gonna let go. What'll happen is that after it gets nice and brown, right now it's gripping that metal. It'll release,
Oh,
and then you
wow.
can flip it over, and then you're good to go.
I like.
Is that from the fat
Okay.
caramelization or
Maillard reaction.
Maillard?
Oh, just a little spot in the middle. Hold on, let me get this. Yeah, that's pretty. The little spot in the middle, it didn't get the brown, didn't get the browning, but we're gonna get that little contact on the metal. And if you look at it, it's giving me all the kind of the fat I need. Take this up to the camera. See that sizzle? See that crust? All right, I'm gonna do this. Some fat here.
Don't forget the edge.
Yeah, so you got it's a New York strip. It's got a edge of fat. Crisp it up. Make that fat delicious.
Fat's better than.
It's like
non-crispy fat.
steak
So we're gonna
bacon.
eat breakfast.
That's
Steak.
right.
Bacon.
Jerk steak bacon.
It's your $42 bacon.
And it doesn't take long. It's already got some browning right there, right? So I'm just
This perspective's hitting it right now.
It
I
is.
believe it.
I agree with you.
I think.
and then there's that
My
fat
mouth
that
is almost
my
ready.
steak will kind of cook in and then, All right, so
Are
we're
you
going
a
to,
bacon girl?
Oh, yeah.
And where to get the best?
I want a thick cup that stays thick. Fresh time.
what
Failed
did she just say?
All right.
Oh, I just.
What did I
looked-
tell you guys?
Fresh time sales.
You have to
is the
wait
best.
for overtime to start bringing up these topics.
Their bacon.
I was a thick cut
that stays thick. You guys know what I'm talking about? You get thick cut bacon
Yeah, we
and
kind of do.
you're like,
actually, but-
what's happening?
Yeah.
Why is it so sad?
Denise likes girth.
Also, same,
Yeah.
Hey, now.
Hey, if you want thick bacon, you get thick bacon.
same
Like a
thing
girth.
with shrimp.
We'll
When
just
you're
be
getting,
adding a zero to her check.
when you're getting U10 shrimp and you cook them for 3 seconds and all of a sudden they're U25s and you're like, what happened to my seafood?
Oh, honey, you need to learn how to cook.
I'm
Nope,
trying to learn.
U25 was my nickname. I just brought it back. I know what that means.
I just brought back a cooler full from the Gulf.
At least you're not being called a jerk today, so that's good, right?
Mostly Royal Reds.
Girthy jerk.
I was called Jerk U25. I mean,
Jerk you 20.
Website, I'll say
Jerk
after
you.
the end of the hour.
So Ed
Gotta
says,
stay tuned.
Ed says the dog has the best seat in the house. I think Pepper knows exactly what she's doing.
Pepper's done this
It-
before.
go lay down.
She's close to me.
Go to your spot.
Also, she just ate all those fatty caps out of the
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
You did what?
She ate the fatty caps.
Yeah.
You had a little
The
straggler,
weird
the
skin thing.
membrane. She
Yeah.
ate the membrane. The membrane.
That's okay.
over.
What
You know
a
what? That's
smart
good
dog.
protein for the dog.
Oh.
So because we haven't figured out the Mike TV Willy Wonka thing, all of that, instead of going to you in the audience, goes to Pepper. Which is very
Pepper
unfortunate
dog.
for you in the
I
audience.
think we need to maybe set up. We could have a live audience.
We could have a live audience.
We could put a big mirror up over the
Oh,
top
yeah.
and have it
We could.
Oh, yeah.
displayed, you know.
Now, how are you eyeballing this? Is it a press, like a medium, mid-rare,
Yeah, you
I could do that, but I'm not.
But you know what the best thing is? That thermopan.
So I've got, this one is.
See what he's got in his
Yeah,
hand right
Yeah.
filling up right now. This is not very thick, so I'm gonna check it. 110, 112. So I'm gonna give it a little brush of, I like it that rare, or not much more than that, so we're gonna do this. While it finishes it up on the other side.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you kind of wait till it's already at it.
So here's the thing, if I'm just grilling it over grill grates, I might do it,
Earlier.
but this will burn, it'll burn too fast, so we're going to. Leave it like that, I'm gonna get this side, oh man, look at this sizzle, you guys ready? Hero shot, okay, so I'm gonna flip it over like that,
Oh, I love that sizzle.
Yes.
Reds for the beef, but you don't want those reds with this spice.
Okay.
Sometimes
do
tannin
not
and
break
red
that, by the way.
will counteract and not play well in your palate. So we're gonna save the reds for the wild boar.
Okay.
We're gonna continue to sip our easy sippers.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it.
Wondering if I pour another shot of soju, since you there are rules in play.
Well, wait a minute.
Well, I already have my soju here.
I still have some
So I
soju.
do.
So that's actually a problem. You should probably go like this. We'll do
I
it.
didn't go like this. I thought it should go like this.
There we go.
Like this?
Yeah, I have to pour you guys first. We're gonna do splooshes, guys. We're not doing full shots.
Oh, please.
Full shots are for business meetings. Splooshes are for friends.
This isn't a business meeting?
Thanks, rest for just a minute.
How do you say Naslovia in Korean?
All right.
I'm not sure.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, I guess. Okay, fine.
Mm.
Oh, that is so good. Bam.
If
Look at
you break my 3-cent shot glass,
Do
I'll
not
be very upset.
Break them.
I'll give you a bag of little shrimp.
I want those shrimp anyway. You
Yeah,
can
that's
come.
right.
So I'll throw it out to the audience. How much would you pay? Me personally, no, just kidding. How much would you pay to be part of this audience today? Like if we were to put you right here, I'm
I do, by
I'm
the
looking
way,
for a price here.
I just want to throw out, I have a 60-foot deck,
60-foot deck.
so
You
we
got
have
that
room.
I'm just curious.
That's a big deck, folks.
Yeah.
It is a
It's
big,
a long and wide deck.
it's length and girth.
So we're getting some bids here.
It's
meaty.
splinters. It's
It's meaty.
splinters.
We're getting some bids.
You know what, we may, I wouldn't be opposed to making this a culinary destination.
See?
We
We
could
can
do that.
also put some tents in the yard, see what happens.
That's what I'm talking. The glamping in the back, right?
Oh, yeah. Party in the front, glamping in the back.
So I'm a little disappointed with the
Big roast?
bids, to be honest.
We could do that,
So,
roast,
yeah.
All right,
One
so
guy, Todd, he says, I'm not paying. I don't like that. Raymond says $1. No.
No.
Apply.
Wow.
We got a 20, we got a couple 25s. John says we get to eat what's being cooked. Well, that's part of the deal,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
And all the
That's part of the deal.
wine.
Hey, we need
And
some
all the
more
food.
zeros in there, folks.
not just that you get to eat like eat it.
Oh,
Like we
oh,
will
oh, now we're going. Now
I
we're going.
will-
50 bucks.
meal. I will
Wow.
multi-course meal everyone.
So, okay.
Unlimited bush cans, unlimited.
Bush lattes. all
Bush
you
lattes, yeah, bush light.
Oh, it's going up
Yeah,
now.
ballpark.
So the bidding is increasing. We're
Hey,
up to 60 bucks.
you get to
Wow.
pet the dog.
Gets pet
Yeah.
the dog.
You know,
You have an inside bathroom.
At, listen, at $60, you're gonna have to like clean up afterwards. You know what I mean? Like and prep everything.
Yeah, 60 bucks and you don't want to use the
You
porta
can
potty.
Clean the grill.
oh, we have woods, we have woods.
The backyard looks
Amy's
nice
right
right
there. Well, we'll let this
Covered in
rest for just a
greens.
little bit. I'm gonna show you what we're doing.
Coffee.
So Pamela is very kind. Pamela says it's priceless.
Oh,
Well,
thank you, Pam.
yeah,
What's
she's
next up?
doing a MasterCard commercial, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, wow.
Holy smokes.
We have
Holy Grillin Fool.
Yeah, you did. So this is it's like pork loin, bone-in French cut pork loin.
What does French cut mean?
He's got these little bones. You strip the meat off.
Bone in.
And great presentation, great flavor, everything. But this is actually pork, and then we've got a wild boar. One of these and a wild boar in there.
I'm on board with that. Oh,
I don't know if we should give him more alcohol.
I think
or
we
cut
should.
him off.
I think we should.
Yeah, guys.
All right.
but I'll probably be bored after a couple bites.
More to death. This is
Oh,
you're,
so we're gonna
you're
slide
falling
this
down the
over.
job.
And then we're
More
gonna go
for
ahead
that.
and I'm going to cut this.
I'm already buzzed.
Because of your breakfast beer.
Ooh,
Where's the server? We need coffee.
and that's a morning too.
So John says, give him more alcohol. The jokes will improve. Yes.
Oh,
That's
Or
so John, you've been with us before.
or
You get
maybe
this.
go the opposite way.
Don't stab him.
All right.
Please.
we're about to be blazers off. I'm hot from the jerk and the good
Yeah?
stuff. This is too
Okay.
fancy for this.
Lasers off.
Okay.
Blazing is a Somme term when you're going to work. You're blazing.
You're blazing.
I'm about to be
Show me
Not
yours, I'll show you
Sans
mine.
blaze.
Sans
Sans blaze.
Sans blaze.
It's-
Sans
All right.
blaze.
You know,
When you say it.
All right.
sans blaze.
Blaze.
Sans blaze. Well, you know,
It's getting,
lighten up.
it's getting hot.
All right. We're gonna slice some steak,
Sausage.
jerk steak.
We got the beef can.
So
Only beans.
we got a little pink in the middle there. So I like it a little rare. Watch this balloon though. We're gonna let the other side just sit. We're gonna slice this.
Oh, yes. Now this has a light jerk, right?
But we'll see.
I
So,
think
so Todd says that hasn't rested near long enough to cut it. I think it's been resting in the camera, right?
No, this is the steak. It doesn't run. So there's
Oh, that's the one you just pull off.
a big argument about resting, okay? And I'm a big believer in resting roasts. But I don't believe that resting steak really, like, I don't even think it's really a thing. And
It's good with no rest.
you're not gonna, if you don't rest your steak
that's
and
perfect.
you cut into it as soon as it comes out the grill, you're not gonna get 3 bites in like this thing's completely dry. It just doesn't work that way. It's still so loaded with fat, you're never gonna get that.
I'm gonna tell you guys. While a lot of people
good.
drink red wines with steak, again, you gotta think about the spice concept.
That's-
Rosé is perfect with this
Spice,
because it's
so
a
nice.
red wine base that just didn't have as much skin contact as a red.
Okay.
Also, the sparkling aspect is a palate cleanser. So we're still gonna drink this rosé sparkling.
Here's the trick on this. That flavor is way different than it was on the pork.
Thank you. 100%.
This is really kind of mild. It's not compared to the pork. The pork really lights you up. This is more subtle and you get more of like the inherent flavors, you know.
The iron content comes out.
I didn't know it wasn't iron.
I
You mean the meat?
am Iron Man.
Mm.
So,
Little Ozzy.
and this is after the.
Now let's try it with that rosé.
All right,
Because I'm a red wine guy with beef, you know.
and I should have taken the steak out of the fridge about 2 hours ago, and we wouldn't have the gray
I
band.
really think.
But
if
it was
you
still
had a
pretty
cap,
cold
it
as we were
should be
prepping all this.
too much.
So otherwise you would have gotten like a coast to
It's
coast
not
red.
bad.
I let that temperature come up on the outside a little bit more. So, but still, again, still delicious.
Let's talk about that room temperature thing.
And I also want to look at.
Mm.
Wrong camera.
I gotta go to my bottle.
Throw it to the left one. Oh, there it is. There we go.
All right. All right.
Want to talk about the room temperature or not?
No, I mean,
Now, we've been there before. I'm going to.
So Candy says, I think tequila is a much better palate cleanser. I'll let the sommelier respond.
I think that is it is a palate cleanser.
As the sommelier just took a gulp from a liter-sized bottle of water. And just squeezed herself.
One tequila, two tequila, three tequila.
One
four.
soju, two soju, three no. Tequila is lovely. It's neutral and fun fact, she's not wrong. It has a natural sweetness because it's agave based. So I think if you did like tequila and a splash of club soda on the rocks, it would give you the same sensation as something like a dry Riesling or a soju. So not too far off.
Okay,
Also, I think she just wants tequila.
okay, that's great. We weren't really prepped for that today, but
You know,
Next
but
time.
Brad, you want to know?
let's go back to that soju.
The little baby.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
is it still the steak?
Yeah,
Just a well done one.
she took it.
She took it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Dang it.
I could.
That's not bad. That's a USDA choice.
Give him the fat cap.
The
No,
rib-
it's
rib.
fine.
Mm,
No, I mean you mean the fat cap on the outside?
yeah. I bet that will be delicious actually.
Yeah,
Right, there's your fat cap, press it and then well done.
ooh, nice. Now, that's like bacon, look at that.
Yeah.
That's a crackling.
All right,
No, you're
Bacon.
crackling, that's right. Not my neck of the woods.
Oh, I have a crackling thing for you. Before we leave here.
all right.
We're gonna switch to reds here soon, boys.
Oh, boy.
So Candy says, of course, I'm not wrong about the tequila, I'm a woman.
Yes.
Bam.
Paid for by
I think she's
Candy.
Candy
met
just
my
won the
wife.
internet.
I think she's met my wife.
Yeah,
You guys know how hard it is to be the only woman here? JK.
JK.
I thought you were one of the guys, Denise.
I am a tomboy 112%. I'm a farmer's daughter.
Sure.
All right,
Now there's so many jokes. The farmers.
Yeah.
Well, just
Well, we're almost at overtime. Save the jokes.
okay.
Almost at overtime. So for those of you who don't know, by the way, we do go overtime after the top of the hour. And then things go completely sideways.
And it's,
So if you want to stick with us, please do.
oh,
We have a lot of fun.
We have left to go. We have our wild boar, which I'm going to demonstrate in this pork line, and we're going to talk about the compare and contrast. And then we're going, and it's going to be some bonus material. So I took some pictures of them before I prepped the boar, so you can see the two. You're going to see some of the difference here, but I'm going to maybe we'll send that out too after the fact when we send the Denise PDF on the.
Yeah.
If they want to see it. So that, and then we're going to do s'mores, and probably unlike any s'more you ever had. So on that note, I gotta go grab another plate. If you guys want to talk wine, I just gotta grab we're blowing through all the cutlery and the plates, slicing everything, and I don't want to watch anything. I'm gonna grab a new one. So
Scott, you gonna put that back in the fridge?
I'm gonna show. We're gonna prep that. Oh, the steaks?
No, the pork.
No, the pork's gonna be prepped. We're gonna show it, and then we're gonna pull out. We're gonna show them our wild boar, which is
nice.
ready to go.
Mm.
So
I
maybe
am-
while you're doing that, I'll ask a question of Dad.
Yes, sir.
Now that he is fully imbibed.
Oh, boy.
So what knife do you typically use and do you have any specific maintenance or care routine?
Well, there's a story behind that, of course. We,
That's
I
what
have, I have a lot of knives, so does Scott. Early on, we were working with Shun, S-H-U-N, the Japanese steel, which makes excellent quality knives. And we were doing a lot of work for knives, but once you get about $2,000 or $3,000 worth of knives, how many more knives do you need? But anyway, they're great knives, and I work with another one called Bokashi and another and a couple other things, but that's kind of the primary go-to. We previously had a guy that worked in a family Bertarelli cutlery here in St. Louis, and they do all the knife sharpening for the grocery
They're amazing.
stores and all that. However, the grocery store and the restaurant knife sharpening is all done on grinder wheels, which just eventually destroys the blade. I mean, they're sharp, and then they're paying a fee, so they recover that. This fellow that worked for them is no longer with them. He's with somebody else. He used to hand sharpen our knives on whetstones for us.
wow.
And hand sharpened 3 whetstones, I think, and then a leather strap.
Wow.
I mean, it was beautiful. Now he doesn't do that anymore, and we're having a hard time finding somebody that does that.
Okay.
And would love to find somebody local that did that, because some of our knives do need some attention.
Maybe
We
you
do
could
try
just
to
do a
hone
side
them.
hustle.
We do try to hone them. And I guess the other thing is, I probably need to get some whetstones and learn how to do it myself.
Okay. Is it difficult?
Well, you know, there's an angle,
Right.
there's an angle.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of knives,
Oh, there you,
there's a
that's-
sword.
that's not a knife. That's a knife.
You know, it's
Right?
a big deal when
Yeah.
they give you two-handed.
How do you hold your knife?
So this
You look
guy,
like Ozzie Smith holding that
Speaking
thing.
of jerk,
this guy in England named Joel Blacksmith says, I'm gonna send you a knife. And he goes, nobody will buy this thing. He goes, but if you show it off, maybe somebody buys some other stuff. So he sends me this thing. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take a knife. You know, it's carbon steel. It came a little package of Band-Aids and said, be careful, she bites.
Oh.
And she does. I think I got myself within about a minute of hanging out.
Hey,
But this is my
Wow.
favorite knife. The only thing is it's not very practical.
no,
I'm just gonna cut my steak,
it's like the size of a small car.
but for a lot, it's really kind of a fish knife, really, is kind of what it's kind of
Oh.
based on. But it's single bevel. Yeah.
It's cool.
It needs a more ergonomic
Ergonomic.
handle.
so
But
in part two of that question is, how often do you sharpen knives? Or I
It
guess
depends on the
how much
use.
you
It
cook.
depends on
Yeah.
how much you
So-
use it and if you hone it in between. Honing kind of helps smooth that blade out, that edge
Yeah.
out a little bit, but it doesn't really sharpen.
yeah, it makes it
Typically,
momentarily sharper, but
for most people, I would say if your knives are sharpened once every year or two, you're probably doing all right. If you do the honing and all that between, take care of it.
So I know you've been waiting for this, everybody. We are now officially in overtime.
Hey.
So if you do have to take off,
That
That's
means,
awesome.
that means my pay
love
goes
it. Love to
up.
have you stay with us. We do publish this on demand on Tintri.com. So if you want to go watch what you missed, if you do have to take off and actually do work, which I suggest you don't do because you want to stay with us. But if you have to, you can always catch this later on Tintri.com. So we are now officially in overtime.
This is where we get to have fun.
This is where it gets to really have
all
fun.
right. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go hog wild
Hey.
and then do it some more.
Hey.
Yeah, don't bore me.
Oh, we're in overtime now. You can say that.
That was really good.
It's all good.
All right, so I'm gonna show you this.
Oh my God.
This is a typical, pork loin
Yeah.
you
Are
would
you
find.
serious?
Typical.
It's 8
Just
bone pork
typical.
loin. It's just pork tendon, basically what it is, with the bone still attached to it in a roast one.
Kind of Frenched it like a lamb rack.
Yeah,
That's
so
what-
but it's got
yeah.
a nice presentation with the bones.
You can do that.
And it's pretty meaty. Now the boar we have, and you're gonna notice that this one, I don't even know how many pounds this is, but this was like $30. And then the boar we have was
So it's like 5 pounds
$100. So
with freight.
yeah, but it was $100. So boar is great, but this is actually really good too. And I'm a huge fan of pork, and especially pork loin. I like to buy the whole loin, boneless, and then chop it up into pork chops and feed. I have 4 kids and a wife, and I could feed. I could usually get 4 meals out of a whole boneless pork loin, which I can get for about $20.
My drink.
And then
We're not.
Usually a fan of, the blend.
So
It's sweet and sour.
bougie salt.
Bougie salt.
Bougie salt. In
Right.
the headlight enabled salt shaker.
So
That's what you need to see.
but it's actually got a blue light, so can I use that to check for samples?
Fingerprints?
Yeah, fingerprints and.
That looks like CSI.
It
Well,
tracks
my
mosquitoes.
binder for this,
Juices.
Is it a bug zapper too?
they just eat the salt.
Stuff
but
in
they,
your
they get
hotel.
really
Aaron
thirsty.
juices.
This is
Fine.
this is stone ground mustard and Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
What? Yeah, how do you say it?
An hour and a half ago, I would have said Worcestershire.
Oh, no.
Now it's Worcestershire. W sauce is what Dad said. I'm
W-
sticking with W sauce from now on.
So
That's
That's a
French.
brand now, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
Well,
extremely
there you go, Brand.
I call it Worcester.
Is that a mustard rub plus?
it is
Worcestershire?
stone ground mustard and Worcestershire.
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 It's about
Oh,
time
yeah.
for more
So
soda.
Pamela says,
Now we
I
got
haven't
some
tried
stuff
more. Is
with
it tougher or gamier?
It can be. We're about to find out. So I have this is fresh thyme, and this is
Fresh thyme?
Yeah, this is fresh rosemary. And then I'm going to combine those, and then I've got
think I'm getting the buzz on, Steve.
So apparently the people around here did not get the memo.
Yeah,
We did not drive all of the construction workers in said neighborhood
yeah.
to stop doing.
We
said
didn't get them
construction.
across the, yeah, they're,
Yeah, so we got this big
you know
old
what it is,
chainsaw
we've
going
had,
behind us.
we've had a bunch
Tree
of
damage,
tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
And
Right.
a lot of trees down here. We actually had one, a full tree in my backyard fall that way.
Oh,
Thank
Oh,
God it
yeah.
went that way.
Right.
But if it blocks my creek, then I might have a,
you-
I'm like front property.
You might have a-
You'd be up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
is that your jarlic?
This is my garlic. And I'm a
Garlic?
big fan
Garlic.
of garlic.
Garlic.
Jarlic.
Garlic, a little bit of that. I like, you know, the oil from the garlic.
Damn. Garlic.
Or you can add a little,
That's a lot of garlic.
you add a little oil here. All right, so then I'm gonna mix my.
Gonna fingy.
Mix my, I'm only gonna use about half of this because I want to get it.
Don't get me started, Denise.
But Lo Siento, that's what that was. That's a fingy.
So you just poured a Cotalone, correct?
Mm.
And it is,
No,
You guys were
Smells
switching to
good.
reds because
it's not.
sometimes you pair to the protein. No, it's a Cote de Rhone from France,
Oh, it is?
but it's Grenache Syrah Mourvedre blend.
Okay, so it's
Grenache
both.
is my jam, as you know.
So we're now pairing to the thyme and the rosemary.
Okay.
And also the game that we're actually gonna eat. You guys were saying the French pork cut. But
So,
boar appreciates a little bit extra business in its wine. It
Business.
wants a more full-bodied red. So for you today, we have a beautiful French blend for the herbs. And then I brought in what's called a Super Tuscan, which is a Cab Syrah Merlot blend from Italy.
Ooh.
Out of Tuscany, and they're breaking the law. And they're not just doing Sangiovese, they're bringing in these American, international style grapes. So again, more gusto, more for the export market.
Gusto.
And Super Tuscans are just supposed to be awesome for wild boar. So
Yeah, you
I'm
don't have
testing
to-
it with you.
You don't have to let those age for like 10 years like a Barolo, what's the one?
Correct.
What's the one?
Barolo, Barbaresco, Brunello.
Brunello, that's the
Exactly.
one I'm.
all right,
Sipping in 2021 after we slurp this.
Oh, boy.
there we go. So this is just gonna
Sploosh.
slow roast. This is great on a rotisserie. This is great, just smoked in direct. You don't necessarily want to sear this off at the end because you don't want to burn those fresh herbs. So
Oh,
I'm sorry.
so we're gonna drop this in here. I got a meat thermometer.
By the way, for those of you who can see Scott's shorts, those are absolutely next level shorts. On the front cam, you get a great view of the rear of his shorts, as you are right now. Yes, no twerking.
I don't even know how to twerk.
you should see if Scott knows how to twerk.
Yeah, I
Should I twerk
no,
off?
You just
no,
saw the extent of my
Let's
twerk.
do family twerk off.
no, it's working.
So,
Me,
Even I have limits on overtime. We're not doing that.
I
I just love the shorts.
And the garlic I saw.
these are my wife gave me these for Christmas.
The
this year,
handyman
so-
shows up with the joke.
publicly moved a couple times, so I'm not afraid to do that.
Hey,
You are.
so guys, we just got splooshed from some jarlic.
That's solution, Gerald.
Yeah.
Set that over there. And I'm gonna pull out, we have a pork loin or boar
I don't want
loin
to believe you.
done.
Oh, I should have showed you the poster.
You made a poster out of it?
Yeah. When
By
I
the
walked
way-
in for my 50th birthday, there it was.
So Pepper has, I think, gone into a meat coma. I gotta be careful not to stand up because I'll stand up on Pepper, which I don't want to do.
Pepper dog.
But she
Oh.
is, she's pretty much in a complete
Can you
meat
see it
coma.
on that other camera?
Well, she got
So I think
bored
we all will
too.
be shortly.
She got bored.
She got bored.
All right, so we are going to carve up our boar loin here, which has been, this is a roast, so I did actually rest this one. By the way, I'm not the only one that says it. There's a guy named Meathead Goldwyn.
Yeah,
It's a website called AmazingRibs.com. And he has a post called The Myth of Resting. And he does some side by sides with some steaks and shows that, you know, for steaks, it's really not. But I am a firm believer in resting a brisket or a pork shoulder, or, you know, something large cut, large roast.
As a restaurant person, I'm gonna interject here and say plating matters when you're getting something at a restaurant. So if you need to rest your protein so it doesn't bleed all over for aesthetic, that's one thing.
It's not
If you're-
blood. It's myoglobin.
But then, stop.
So no, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It-
It's
it's the
You don't
aesthetic.
want the
Right.
juice to run.
Right.
And-
You want it to stay within.
So a lot of restaurants will do that temporarily just to like,
Yeah, they're doing it for,
but if you're at home, you know, slurp that juice. You're fine.
Slurp.
Is that like splooge and slurp? Wow.
But that's the thing, you know, we ate
What?
it right off the grill. It was delicious.
what are we doing?
Just want to make sure I heard you correct. Okay.
Slurp that juice.
I mean,
It just as pepper did.
Yeah, pepper slurped a lot of juice, I think.
Oh my God, that
Out
was
like a
delicious.
light.
all right, so here is our bone-in boar loin.
Look at that.
Wow.
You,
Wild boar. So where do you source that from, Scott?
got this from a company called D'Artagnan.
You know, like the one of the musketeers?
Yes, like one of the musketeers. This is not much bigger than a lamb. Right,
Was he French?
all right. So I mean,
Swashbuckler?
we're gonna see. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna carve this. Around that, the bone kind of moves at the end. And let's see how juicy it is.
Wow.
See that?
Look at
All
that.
right. That we're going to,
No, he's not cutting it with a chainsaw, by the
we're
way.
gonna give, and you can see the steam coming under that. Okay, right there.
Would you call that medium for boar?
I went a little more than I normally do, kind of with pork, because this is not raised like the trick. We take it to above 145 because of the China work,
Wow.
and we don't really have that in our
I was gonna get you.
animal, you know, our agriculture system in the United States. But this is not raised in a USDA approved, you know, ranch. So I took a little longer, just to make sure, you know, keep everything safe.
It does have some safe handling
Oh
instructions.
my
that
goodness,
came
that's
with it.
amazing.
Dad?
Yes, sir.
So it's almost like you have white meat and dark meat there,
Uh-huh.
Right.
kind of mixed together, right? That one kind of cutlet, if you will.
Wow.
That is incredible.
You want this nubbin off the end, but
So
Absolutely.
for the people that can hear me, boar is still kind of a version of a pig, right?
Yeah.
So you want to think about
Sparrow.
medium weight reds. So we're drinking a Côte d'Or,
Oh my God.
classic, easy peasy, savory meets fruit, red wine. Now, boar itself, because of the game, also loves, oh my God, I'm literally dripping meat juice on my foot.
Pepper's right here.
Boar also can appreciate some wine of substance. So what we're gonna go to next, after we take this back, is we're gonna go to that super Tuscan wine. So Sangiovese is a classic medium fruit, but this has a really high portion of Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. So we're gonna see for the red wine drinkers that haven't had their fix today, we're gonna go to a fuller bodied red after this. And it looks like Dad's ready.
Look at the red. rim.
That is so good. It's not gamey at all.
Now, this is
Not at
actually a
all.
fairly
It's very
expensive
mild.
bottle for me to bring. Normally I bring stuff that you can get for under $22. But I figured, you know, we got the man with the plan
Splurge.
in town.
You
Yeah.
splurge.
And I'm gonna drink
Splurge on the
this,
splurge.
I'm gonna
Splurge on
drink
the
this
splurge.
later with my fiance after the next wine event I go to. Yay!
Oh, fiance.
I know, fancy now.
Oh,
Okay, so let's try the pairing here. Okay.
about time. He's a little
Okay.
thick headed, isn't he? Same.
You know, you got that previous one.
Oh, that is
Oh,
so
that can cause
good to
that,
me.
a lot of that.
That is so good.
It is so good. So Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, a little Sangiovese, but the color, it's that more full bodied wine.
That is outstanding.
Just a few years old. And again, what they were saying is that with game and more rare meats like this, you can, you know, just go a little bigger.
Not rare meaning cooking, but rare meaning not
Like
as often.
Unique
I think-
game.
Is that a word?
Well, also it's
Yeah,
the end of
that
May.
could be-
So guys, I'm trying to get you set up for some like grill season wines. But also the, you know,
This is
rare,
good.
That,
unique
like,
meat.
Unique, that's a better
Is
word,
that
yes.
just,
And
like, you
global
don't-
spices
you don't know
require
what to
a different
expect when you
mindset.
cook it? Like, or is it gonna be like the
Bill, so,
consistent? You know
I'll
what I'm
tell
saying?
him that.
It's not raised in a,
I'm
USDA.
I'm messing with you.
did we just go over this?
Now, anytime you guys want to come down to where I live, I got plenty of hogs,
Fresh,
fresh.
Mm.
fresh.
So if you want to get fresh meat,
So
I
how's,
probably won't charge you when you pay for that.
so how's your butchering skills?
I'm willing to learn. Because I'm willing to get the
So line
hogs
from Stripes?
out of my property.
Now, is that called French?
It is French, yeah.
Mhm.
It's a lot like a lamb rack. I mean, it is really just a
Little
little bigger.
larger than a lamb rack.
And then you look at the size of the other one. I don't know if you guys can see that over here, but this has got to be 2 times to 3 times the size.
That's commercially raised.
This
Oh.
took about 90 minutes. It was at 250, and then I was worried it wasn't gonna get done before we were ready here, so I raised it to 290 for the last 20 minutes. So it only was on for an hour and a half.
Mm.
And I didn't
Pretty good
sear that
flavor.
off at
Good
the end.
size.
I don't wanna, those fresh herbs, if you sear them, they can get bitter. So just left it, roasted it. The other thing you can do is that you can take it off the grill. Crank the grill up to like 400 or 500, put it back in there and just leave it in a little bit and it'll roast rather than like directly fry it. And you get just a few minutes to kind of brown up the outside a little bit, but without burning those herbs. That's a delicate thing though. That's gonna be kind of a touch, kind of a feel thing. So be careful, practice. It might take some practice.
Can
So.
we talk about that board sauce? Denise has it all over her.
We're calling it bourgeois.
Board
So
soup.
board sauce is
On my
scarpetta with meat.
Oh,
This.
Oh, there you
that's
go.
right. That's the other one.
That's the board juice.
That's my favorite word. My
We need,
favorite
to,
word.
we need to start a board out here with all the Deniseisms
The Deniseisms.
that we've gained over the years.
I'm just saying that had I met Denise earlier,
You would have felt better about licking the plate.
no, I'm saying before I had children, that one of them probably would be named Scarpetta. Okay, here's my sons, Finnegan, Brennan, Knox, and my daughter Scarpetta.
But who was named Turf Ducket?
Turducken.
Okay, here's a ribeye, Angus, brisket, and Scarpetta. Yeah. Dan, where'd you come up with our names? Well, it's whatever I was grilling, spatchcock. Why do you ask? You guys know the joke,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that a female name or?
I feel like it could be either.
Could be either.
Spatchcock
like
is
Pat.
how I was sitting
Go Pat
before
either
we
way.
realized.
Yeah, that's,
God, there's some jokes I want to make right now. I'm not going to go there. All right, so
we have some.
The chair was spatchcocked earlier.
Yeah.
It's fine.
so we're going to take this off of here, and we're going to get into
Crap,
some
like that.
s'mores.
Yes.
Like spatchcock.
So
Oh,
John,
yeah.
John says Pepper is ready for her next course. Oh, you
She
have
does,
no idea.
she does look ready.
She woke up real fast
She's
when
a
the juice
pretty
started
good
dropping.
dog in terms of begging. She doesn't really. She just kind of hangs out near where the action is, knowing that eventually gravity is going to be your friend. And if it's not her friend, then she defies it by standing up and getting on the counter.
Yes. I had a nice little cha-cha with her earlier. She was
Oh.
dancing with me. It was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
she will. She will do that.
I didn't have food yet.
Do you want the board juice from my ankle?
Look at the look on her face.
All right,
For those
so
eyeballs, he's watching.
we're going to talk about. I'm gonna need my s'mores. So I'm gonna guess that you guys are familiar with this, right? This right here, Hershey's chocolate, graham crackers, and marshmallow. These are delicious. I love these. Right? You've had these. These are great. But this is just the floor. We're gonna show you how high the ceiling can go. Dramatic pause for
We're going-
dramatic effect.
We're going next level.
So I'm gonna put these over here. I'm not even gonna touch these. I'm gonna get out my
I
my
see
platter.
some of the Girl Scouts finest up there.
No
See?
Girl Scouts.
No girls.
So this is called next level s'moring.
Looks like what were those cookies?
I don't think people are ready for this.
Oh my God.
Only one way to find out.
This
All
is
right.
actually for the people that want to pay $125 an hour.
Yes,
to
125.
Glamp in the backyard.
Yeah, for 25 bucks, it's only the meat.
I saw chocolate, the main star, right? Cookies and cream, great chocolate. I've got some these little lint squares with the caramel in them. I got one with sea salt and almonds, and I got some dark chocolate hidden over here. Let's talk about the top and the bottom, right? The outside of the sandwich. Windmill cookies. They make chocolate graham crackers. Holy crap! This is something from Aldi. I don't even know what it's called. Here's some raspberry cookies. These are some. It's called a macaron cookie, but it's coconut chocolate. And then you've
Looks
got
like fudge
chocolate right
stripes.
there. You put those
Yeah.
between the hot marshmallow in the middle, and it melts with chocolate.
Ooh,
I got chessmen cookies, and I don't even know what this is. So, but one of the biggest things that come out recently, gave me the whole idea, are these things.
well, this was key last time.
So
Flavored
this is a
marshmallow.
chocolate filled marshmallow,
Yes.
Oh my God, the filled.
and this
Oh.
is salted caramel filled marshmallow.
So for those of you who want some extra entertainment, go back to the last time we did this. Watch me eat the, what do they call them, burples, whatever they are?
Drop waffle.
Drop waffle.
Waffle.
Yeah, and it was filled with one of those in it, and I literally couldn't talk.
So a stirred waffle is this little thin, like very very thin, like a waffle cone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's 2 layers, super super thin, and in the middle is a layer of caramel, and then we put 2 of those, and then the marshmallow in between.
And
So Steve took a bite and immediately cemented his mouth shut.
which some of you were very happy about.
So then he was like,
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap the show, and I'm
he
like,
could-
I can't talk.
He could not talk.
Yeah.
So some of you have longer s'mores talk. You don't have to have it. It's all about how you use it.
That's what they say.
Or
Isn't that true?
for Denise, you just go like this.
Hey.
These are our travel ones that go with us to Michigan every year. So I'm gonna make we haven't had these caramel filled ones.
Oh, yeah.
Salted caramel?
Now I'm gonna need a
Salted caramel filled,
gluten-free
right?
s'more. So can I see those coconut
Gluten-free
cookies real quick?
Yeah,
Is that possible?
We're gonna see if it's possible.
Okay.
These should be.
You can add some.
friendly.
I believe these
If they're just coconut,
are gluten.
these are Denise friendly. Oh, yeah.
Gluten free.
So-
Yes. Where'd the fixed cookie go? I don't know.
I'm just about ready.
Are those gonna go into your pocket on the way home?
No, they're gonna go in my mouth.
Is that-
MOUF.
MOUF.
So John says stroopwafels, I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Are some of the best things to come out of the Netherlands.
They're amazing. And
There's Ruud van Nistelrooy and there's stroopwafels.
Now, are those
Right.
caramel or are
these
those?
are the caramel. Are you okay with caramel?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like these are gonna be gluten free because
Yeah.
they're.
Yeah, we used to find those at the Aldi stores.
Now, here's the thing, I totally had wood ready to go, like to go in here and make a campfire. But we're in a pretty small space and there's a lid right here that I don't want to, I didn't want to, the smoke could have been problematic. So, and we are already getting nice and toasty. But I will say this, if you don't have a fire pit, but you have a grill, like any sort of vessel grill like this, you could build a campfire in it with firewood. Right inside and use that as your fire pit.
Yeah, you can buy these splits, which are smaller than a normal log that'll fit in a grill.
This might seem, sad to you guys, but I got a propane fire pit as well here.
That's
It's a game
sacrilege.
changer.
That's
Yeah.
sacrilege.
You got those 2 cookies?
What?
That's sacrilege.
I know.
So
Yeah.
Pamela has a pro tip for about stroopwafels. He says, put it on top of your coffee cup to warm and melt the center a little, then eat it with your coffee.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna do one of them?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna, okay, grab one.
That sounds awful.
I have a wedding in October. I'm trying to live.
I don't think you got any of the.
Is it your wedding?
It's my wedding.
Nice.
Oh, you guys,
She
I gotta
already
go,
did her
I gotta go
Oh,
off
you did
camera
honeymoon
for
first?
this.
She went to Portugal. They went
Oh, is that how that
They
works
went on,
nowadays?
they pre-honeymoon.
They pre
Yeah.
honeymoon.
You gotta
Okay.
do that with.
All right,
dessert.
do you guys want one of these and you want some,
Oh, boy.
Oh my God.
Oh, what
or
do
you
I?
just wanna try one of these with this, or you want me to make you up something?
Oh, I got it.
I
Make
want-
something up.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right,
Hit Steve
Yeah.
up.
So what are,
Bulldoze.
what are the choices again?
I'm gonna,
The
A
caramel,
large sphere
crazy.
with marshmallows on it.
I
I feel
thought it
very
was a-
empowered.
I thought it was a caramel flavored marshmallow.
No, it's
caramel
filled.
fill.
Oh my
Filled.
God.
It's like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so add that to the stroopwafel, right? And you can see why I couldn't talk,
Mm.
right?
So
It
we're
was
gonna
so
go
rich. It was insane.
Wow.
We have one of those.
This is not the sexiest opportunity to eat on TV.
So, well, you've had a couple of those today, haven't you?
All right.
Oh,
so
maybe
this
one
is-
was.
I don't know what this is.
Okay,
We'll give this to Steve.
Looks like
because
maybe
he's the one
gingerbread,
that
maybe?
needs to talk. Dad, you're gonna get
and there's like
Ras-
cookies and cream
raspberry.
chocolate in here. right?
Raspberry, I love raspberry. I used to grow raspberry.
Mm,
we're gonna do raspberries. We're gonna get you some of this caramel.
mm.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh,
All right. So I can even.
It tastes
I
like
wanna-
gingerbread.
You might need to go heat that marshmallow a little bit.
This is literally stuck
I
to
will.
my thumb.
See,
It's stick to your rib stuff.
right.
Denise.
Mm.
So what goes with s'mores
Ooh,
in your beverage?
we brought good stuff today. We can go with the Burketto, which Dad loves.
Keto, it's awesome.
Think pink. See how pink that is? It's like a red Moscato brother. Low alcohol, effervescent palate cleanser, fruity.
And it's great with desserts, especially chocolate desserts,
Oh, yeah.
because it's got red wine in it.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
love it.
So that's a chocolate. Where you at? It's a chocolate filled with caramel, plus two raspberry cookies on the outside,
Oh my God.
and a marshmallow filled with caramel. Let me see if I can get. Oh, it's oozing out
Mm.
right there. Oh. All right, Brad's like, get it away from me, Dad. That's yours.
Now,
Wow.
guys, I also brought a fortified wine. So we've all
Want
heard
one
of
of
maybe
those, Brad?
port wine for dessert.
Mhm.
You want your wine to be sweeter than the food. So if you guys want a little sploosh of this.
By the way, I have not had any sugar
Mm.
since March.
Well,
Oh,
you're about to break down.
I'm about to break it for this one.
This is just a
marshmallow.
little
I
bit.
just like the marshmallow.
a little bit.
This is funny. All this other stuff
Oh.
here, I just like the marshmallow.
This is
Oh,
leaking.
wow.
Oh, it's gonna leak.
The dog is like, here we go. Now this is a
100%.
fortified wine, guys. So you don't pour a 6 ounce, you pour a 2 ounce.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have another one of these.
Caramel
This is
filled
a
club.
sipper.
All right, hold on.
I don't fart when I drink.
I don't know if these are as good as I think they are. I haven't had sugar in 2.5 months.
I think you're gonna hit liftoff here in about 5 seconds.
I
You're doing a low sugar. vibe.
think I could have I wouldn't be any more excited if I just hit an X right now, right? I mean, I think I just had yeah.
I need I need a
You're
towel.
leaking.
Mm.
Dad is leaking.
Dad would like a towel.
Yes.
You're
$75.
totally leaking out the back. All
Oh, I
right.
need a shower after this
Leaking
thing.
out the back end.
Man, this is good.
So you're
Raspberry.
saying this is like a port?
It's a port
Ish?
wine. So you guys have a ruby port from
Okay.
Nita Port, which is one of my favorites. Guys, I was just in Portugal. I almost cried when I saw
Port?
all-
Your goal?
yeah, it's for real.
Ooh, wow.
It's delicious.
Yum.
There are all kinds of ports. So guys, if you've seen the word tawny port, it has a more caramel look
Yeah.
and caramel flavor.
Big fan.
So you can pair it with,
Hmm.
if you're doing the like gingerbread, caramel filled marshmallow, maybe you're doing the raspberry, chocolate, or more traditional vibe. You could go with this fortified wine. This is also great in the winter. If you're a fire pit person,
Yeah.
maybe you're a cigar person. Port is
Ready
just
to make
so classic at the end of a meal.
My God.
So
This port is.
by the way,
delicious.
I love port all except for one brand.
Oh, I'm gonna have a cookie just because.
The one brand I don't like is Cockburns.
Mad Dog?
Coburn,
Cockburns.
Coburn,
It's how's it spelled?
Coburn.
How's it spelled?
I toured it
Oh,
2 weeks
Lord.
ago.
But how's it spelled?
Coburn.
Spelled. And I looked at that and I said, "You said, would you like to collect?" I said, "I'll pass on
Oh,
the
yeah, I'm
Cockburn,
good.
please. Thank
Thanks.
you very much."
Thanks.
I am out on that one.
There's a Richard Pryor joke in there. somewhere.
I should say
Or-
I have had it. It's delicious,
Yeah.
but I'm just opposed to it on spiritual level.
I feel like a kid at his first birthday.
Look at you.
Got to smash his face
Look
into
at
his.
you.
Hey,
I'm
look
gonna
at this
say
shit.
Your
this
hands
is-
are a mess.
this is better than a wood fire. I mean, I've got these things roasted like so fast,
Mm.
and I don't have like them catching on fire.
Now, is that a chocolate or a caramel?
This is a regular.
I may have to step off camera from
Don't
I
step
can
on
get your
top of
chocolate,
it.
yeah.
pepper move.
Mm.
She's
Oh,
following.
guys, we're gross here. It's bad.
Wow. Get out of here. Let me make sure you guys. Oh, pepper dog almost stepped on you.
I literally had to step off camera. Like, you got so much,
Oh,
I-
I'm
so
a
many
mess.
jokes. So it's like white.
I'm a mess. And that's okay.
No. This is ice. This is marshmallow. Hey, Dad. We can do the seal joke. No. This is ice cream. No. This is marshmallow. You know the joke?
I don't. Well, why don't you-
We'll
let's
tell that
put
joke
the-
off camera.
Okay,
That one is, it's one, it's long,
okay.
and two, it's.
Can you do it while you're roasting a
It's a
pork chop?
little off color.
Okay, probably not.
So not even for overtime, but for double overtime.
Double overtime.
It's when we're on the shot
See-
clocks on the seventh shot.
That's why, okay, so that's why you have to pay to be
You
here.
You
come
have to
here and you
be
can hear
here.
that joke. I
But
will
you
tell
also
it.
have to sign disclaimers that,
Yes.
or, you
There
know,
will be a waiver.
a waiver.
Fine.
Your phone will be confiscated so that you cannot.
Pepper, it's okay. It's okay.
All right.
All right, we're gonna do one more
What
s'more and then
cookies
we're
do
gonna
you
wrap.
want?
Oh, yeah.
Is that fair?
Do you want a cookie in there?
I have a cookie.
You have a cookie? Just-
I
Want
took a
cookie?
second cookie.
Okay.
I think you're allowed.
It's like-
Okay.
I'm so excited. I think it's good.
So I think the highest bid was $60
Okay.
to join us live.
See, we're
Would
only
you
about,
want to take
They
$60?
we're only
Hey,
about
get here.
90% off.
Yeah. You're thinking 600? You want
They
to add a
have
zero?
to pay to get here.
If we had a, I would definitely do.
Oh, if it moves on its own, it's ready. Let me see that sucker. Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna burn. Ouch.
we got the.
Chocolate.
Yeah, but this board is seriously,
OMG.
like, seriously.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think about this.
So
for a minute.
honestly, listen, just go into your grocery store and just like the windmill cookies, which I had since a kid, and I did they weren't my favorite cookie by far, but they're perfect for this. They're not like over the top. They're not like like
It's like a butter cookie?
chessmen right here. We can
Oh.
do that. Everybody want to have one of those? Get you could use Mr. Good bars. Heat bars kind of work. They got the toffee in
Like,
them.
can we go-
You gotta they might make more of a mess because you have to get to the crunch.
Give them 10 seconds in the microwave, they'll be
Mr.
ready.
Good bars, the almond Hershey's.
shit.
Just get the fudge rounds. You know,
Yes.
talk about the stripes on the top.
Yes.
Well, the bottom is a layer of
Oh,
chocolate.
yes.
That's all you need is two of those,
And they're hard cookies.
and like it's basically one of these.
Mhm.
See,
Mm.
this is a fancier fudge round, but look on the bottom.
Ooh.
You put that right there. You don't need any other chocolate. It just melts,
Wow.
and it's
Now, back to my regularly scheduled beer.
Exactly.
So highly just go crazy. But these
Wow.
you don't have to use the fancy marshmallows, but they're pretty
Excellent.
incredible. They're
Selection.
one thing I will say, don't buy the
So-
really big marshmallows.
Hard.
I might
The really big
give
ones,
you a bag
before they're really toasted, they come off.
Hmm.
Don't mess with the big ones. Like that, you're gonna buy
No,
it
it
one
was.
time,
It was
so it's
good.
the gimmick of
Whatever
it.
you did, it was great.
So
Yay.
that's all I got.
That's all
Anybody
you got?
else? How we doing on time here?
We're-
Hour and a
doing
half.
great.
Anybody got any questions?
So John,
Questions.
John says, cover my flights and I'll do $100. So that's the highest bid so
Cover
far.
his
Yeah.
flights.
Problem is he's flying in from the Netherlands.
Oh,
Is
you
it-
know
That's
what?
not my problem.
John, is that cash or check?
Yeah, is there a direct
John,
flight from
can you
Amsterdam?
bring some wet wipes for the team? For our faces and our
And
hands.
some toothpicks,
We have some wet wipes.
Mm.
dental
But
floss.
there though, and the camera's here.
So John says he's flying from the UK. He has friends that are Dutch. So he'd be flying in from either
Oh,
Gatwick.
so
Well, hell, he can
$2,000
bring-
flight
he can bring
and
You can bring the strip waffles.
He can bring
Strip
the
waffle.
swoop waffle.
the stripper waffle.
Strip waffles.
Strip waffles.
Strip
Might
waffles.
be something new.
The
All right.
stripper waffles is different.
All right. So I think
I don't know if I want any stripper waffle. I am.
Done.
I
Alright,
mean, even if I wasn't a happily married man, I'm out on stripper waffle.
Hey, ho!
86 the fools
86.
on that joke.
All right. Hey, we're with that. Scott, thank you so much as always, Dad. I don't think you drank enough. We'll have to fix that next
Yeah,
time.
give you.
Denise,
no,
you're an amazing
here.
job.
Oh, yeah. Let
Incredible
me get this
pairing.
up here.
Brad the hand,
Brad,
Okay,
thank you.
absolutely outstanding.
Get you
Yes.
in there. Come on, get over here.
Get the hand on camera. There we go. Brad the hand. All right. So, hey, for those of you who joined us today and stuck with us for overtime, thank you so much. Remember, we got that event coming up on June 11th about cybersecurity. Please tune in for that. Just keep engaging with our website over the summer, starting in June. So watch out for all that stuff, all that fun stuff that's coming. You're going to see all of Matt Hebb's really fun graphical content, which I really enjoy.
Graphical.
Graphical content, yeah, not graphic content. Graphical content.
Okay. Clarify.
Matt's
I
probably
was
listening,
there.
so you got to be careful with
And
that.
we'll send you some links. We got some
Yep.
of those recipes. Not all. Maybe we do have them all on the website.
We'll get
We
it.
have gochujang ribs, we have jerk ribs, and we have the pork loin.
Yep.
Yeah. And
We'll get it.
and the s'mores. We actually have the s'mores on there too. So we'll
Yes.
send you those links so you can check them on grillinfools.com.
So cheers. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Adios.
Go to John.
Go to go.